Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to look at configurations in Fusion 360. So if you looked at my previous videos when I was in the design environment, this configure command was off, okay? But now you see they are active. What's the secret? The secret is if you are working in the single user mode, the configure command is not going to be available. You have to work on a team project. So what I did was I went here and basically I ask for what you see here. This is my single user. If I go to there, right, if I change to single user, you see that there we go. You see they're off. But what I did, I added I created or joined a team. I created a team, call it CADRAU, and now here I can create configurations. Okay, and I want to show you how configurations work in Fusion 360. So let's go ahead and create some parameters. And let's say here we make it extremely simple. Let's say it's a box with a simple circular hole in it. And the dimensions of the box are L, which is, let's say, 80 mils. And then you have W, which is, let's say, 50 mils. And then the height of the thing, H, which is, let's say, 35. And then D, the diameter of the hole, is basically 15. Okay, so I have 4 parameters involved in this modeling. And now let's go ahead and create the simple box here. So we can go with the center rectangle. And here we go, we create it. And for the dimensions, I make sure that the first one is L. There we go. And then I use a tab, and the next one is W. There we go. The sketch is fully defined now. Get out. And now we are going to extrude this, bring it up, and the amount of extrusion should be equal to H here. There we go. Okay, so that's my block. Then I go on this top face and start the sketch. And again, I do a circle at origin. And then for the diameter of that, so here we use the D tool, get the dimension, and then here we just type in D. Okay, and enter. And there we go. And then we cut extrude this. And let's say the amount of cut extrude is proportional to D, so it's negative, let's say D divided by 2. Okay, 5. There we go. So this is a simple object I have, and for this object, now I want to create the second configuration where the dimensions are different or the parameters, and maybe this hole is not in there, it's just suppressed. Can I do that? Yes. So if you go here, right, you see the configure, it says that basically you can create the configuration here, and then you can display the configuration table. So let's go ahead and create the configuration. And these are the items that you can change. You can change visibility, suppression, feature parameters, material, if you have more than one object, appearance, sheet metal rules, plastic rules, and user parameters, and so on. You can change all of those, okay? So here, right now, what we have is, we go here under properties, right? And these are the components we can add, or we can go here under parameters, right? And if we click on FX, it allows us to import those parameters initially we created. So we add them to the design table. So let's say I want to be able to change all 4 of them. There we go. So now all 4 of these can be variable from one configuration to another. And where is the second configuration? Right now I only have configuration 1. Well, all you need is to click here and add a second configuration. And in the second configuration, instead of a length of 80, maybe you want to make it, for instance, 60. And that 50 you also want to make 60, so you want to make it a square. And then the height of it, you want to make it a little bit shorter. And the hole, let's just keep it because we're going to suppress it actually. So look here, now I have 2 configurations. Configuration 1, double click on it, and what? Configuration two and their dimensions are different. Or if you want, you can change it, but again, I want to suppress this feature. Okay, so this is configuration 1, that's configuration 2. Now, can we add other properties, right? So because all we did here was changing these 4 parameters, or not changing some of them, can we add some other properties that we did not pick as these parameters, like suppression, like a taper angle that we didn't choose or anything? Yes. So here, if you click on this guy, add aspect, it says when you click on it, now you have to click on a highlighted feature. So for instance, let's say I want to add a taper angle for the second configuration, right? So I click on the extrusion, the first extrusion, and it gives me everything that it can change. And I say I want to be able to add the taper angle, and you see that one is added as a new column. So now none of them has a taper angle, but the first one I want to add, let's say 10 degrees taper angle. So here I added the 10, and then if you just go back to the next configuration and come back here, you clearly see that now the first one has a taper. Or maybe no, the second one has a taper, but maybe it has the hole suppressed. Okay, so I do it like this. So the first one has no taper angle, but the second one should have a taper angle like that. Okay. Now, as I said, I want to suppress the hole in the next one. So again, I click on this to highlight, and now I click on this hole, and I say I want to be able to change the suppression, and you see now that one is added. And now I click on this and uncheck it. So now the hole should go away from the first configuration. You see, now this is the first one, and guess what? This is the second one, and you can add as many more configurations as you want, just like that. There we go. Okay, and if you want to see your configuration table, you can click on this and it brings back the table, and you can modify anything that you want. So hopefully this video was useful to you and you learned how to create configurations in Fusion 360. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video.